can you please share some other challenges that you faced earlier in your career and how did you overcome them?
Yeah. So for me personally, I I had a lot of self-doubt. Like I felt like I had to memorize everything. And because of that, I actually spent my time trying to memorize everything. And then I remember watching my classmates from my first boot camp go and get web dev jobs immediately. And I was like, wait a minute, these guys didn't even use a back end in their final project. Like, what's going on? And what I quickly learned is that they were, I don't want to say they were like blindly confident, but they were just confident having conversations. And where I was nervous. I was just like, and it showed, right? And so it took me a while to learn that what was important was um, just my ability to have a conversation. They don't, I don't need to impress anyone. Um, what they just want to know that I'm the kind of person that they would want to work with. And when I got into programming web, I knew I was new to it because I didn't study computer science or web development. I studied game programming. Um, so I was really intimidated, and I felt like I had to prove myself to people. And if you're acting like that, it shows. You know, it's people are going to pick up on that. Um, and so I noticed that the people that were having all of the success were the people that were just comfortable in their own skin. And as I would say I stopped caring because I had had so much failure. I was just like, whatever, it can't get any worse than it's already been. And then all of a sudden, once I let go, it's like it was fine. I was um, talking to people as if I was talking to anybody else, and I just figured, you know what, if I can do it, I can do it. If not, whatever, next. And just letting go of that pressure, that's probably the biggest challenge that I faced in the beginning. And I think I would categorize that under imposter syndrome. Like I just, and then what happened is I realized that I did know enough, and I should have been a little more confident. And I started to get more and more interviews. And what you'll do in these jobs is they'll give you like a code challenge, and sometimes they put you on the spot, but they're not going to make sure that you know everything off the top of your head. Um, but when you get to take it home and you get to spend a few hours, looking at what they're asking you to do, and then you code a solution, and then just being comfortable, because then you have to have another interview where they look at your solution and they ask you why you coded certain things the way you did, or what you were thinking here when you did this, or things like that, or why did you style it like this, and just be yourself and just tell them, because they're not looking for some know-it-all guy or girl to come in and have all the answers. They don't care. They just want to be like, cool, yeah, this person can solve problems and they can build something, and I like talking to them. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing I could say. And then also what I was talking about earlier, do not stress yourself out. Slow down, take your time. Because there were times where I would get so stressed out. I'd be like, oh, I'm going to lose this job. Everything's going to just go to crap. I'm going to lose everything. And I remember there was a day where I was just like, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I just kept digging through the documentation, trying to find something that might help. And then I got so flustered that I just stopped, and I sat down and I was like, okay, I'm going to do the tutorials. I I I can only get so far with this library. I'm going to start at square one, and I'm going to do the tutorials, and I'm going to move through it. And I'm not kidding, within a few hours, I had solved all my problems. Because
Oh,
instead of rushing and stressing, I had calmed down and I had like admitted I know nothing. Maybe I should start with what like what am I doing, right? And that was life changing for me when I realized when you need to use a new technology or you don't know something, that's okay. Nobody knows everything. Just take your time, start at the beginning, and you will get there. You will definitely get there. So those are my pieces of advice. And in terms of full stack development, I would say focus on CSS and JavaScript. What's going to give you the edge over other junior developers is going to be your Redux, advanced JavaScript concepts, which we practice plenty, and then this advanced CSS. It blows my mind sometimes how at my other job I see other people that I will work with who do not know CSS as well as I feel like they should. But that will go far.